This is the Road to a Million call. Some of you guys have been here when it started out as 0 to 20K. That was about 26 weeks ago. And you guys saw us start this business at 0 and get it to 20K in 90 days. And then we changed the call to 20 to 40K call, or 20 to 40K. And that lasted for about 3 months until we hit 40K, which was actually just last month. And so this is currently our 7th month in business. And now we said, screw everything else. We're just going straight to a million. Whatever else happens along the way, we're just going to just destroy it. We're just going to like rage right through that. But really the goal is just to get to $83,000 a month. So that's what you guys get to watch, is pure destruction, pure chaos, pure grit, pure just throwing every single resource that I can possibly think of and Katie can think of at this thing to increase the probability that we get to $83,000 in an efficient manner. And not define efficiency like, how do I get there as quickly as possible? How do I get there tomorrow? Why can't I have $1 million business tomorrow? That's really my thoughts when I think about efficiency. Why can't it happen today? Now, there are some logistics that actually stop this thing from being $1 million business tomorrow. And we're going to talk about those today on this call. So thank you guys for all you OGs who've been on here from the beginning, and appreciate you new people for being on here and now get to watch this mayhem of what we call a cleaning business as we grow from $40,000 to $83,000 a month. So hopefully you guys enjoy your next hour with us here. If you guys want to get value from this, it's not just sitting behind your computer and listening and thinking that this is going to be inspirational. Inspiration comes and goes, just like all feelings. They come and go. Happiness, it has came and it has gone. Fear, a lot of you guys, it is still here. You're trying to avoid fear by being on this call, but guess what? It's still there. It's still there. You still feel it. You can't get away from it. Fear never leaves. Okay? Eventually, it'll go away. Okay? But the thing that will always be there, okay? People, okay? So if you want to get value from this, connect with your fellow cleaning business owners. Everybody in here is a cleaning business owner who has a goal to grow $1 million business. And so you will get a ton of value by connecting with people like Tyler Stowers, okay? Somebody who started his cleaning business, had 0 cleaning experience, and now has grown his business to almost $20,000 a month, and he's in Sacramento, California, okay? You guys get a ton of value from Renee Krause, who's been in this business for over a decade. And in the last year, she's grown her business from $20,000 to almost $45,000 a month. And she's also on a tear to $1 million cleaning business. Hanging out with Bobby and Jackie's. I don't know if Jackie's on here, but Bobby and Jackie, their business is in right outside of Austin, Texas, and they've been in business. I can't remember, but probably how long you guys been in business for, like 5 or 6 years. And up to the beginning of this year, they were doing, $10,000, $11,000, $12,000 a month, and the last 3 or 4 months, they've done over $30,000. So, Jessica and Lucas, a lot of you guys in the community, you guys know Jessica and Lucas. They have been in business for a decade as well, and in the last year and a half, they went from $10,000, $12,000, $13,000, I think $15,000 a month is kind of when they came into the community. And they do a call every single week where they showcase their journey, and they've done as much as $60,000 a month, and then they went down to $40,000. This month they're going to go back up to $50,000, and then they're just going to go right past 60 and go right to 83. So it's kind of the value of being part of a community, is not only do you get to share your ups, but you also get to have support when inevitably you have your valleys. Okay. And that's what this game is a game of peaks and valleys. And the truth of the matter is, you're going to have way more valleys than you're going to have peaks. So as much as everybody wants to celebrate the milestones, just understand that right on the other side of that milestone, that goal, that peak, is a valley. So you know what? No, just stop trying, guys. Don't even try. Do not even try, because you're going to be very disappointed after you get a goal. Right behind it, you're gonna dip. You know why? Because Katie put her hand up on my hip, and when I dip, you dip, we dip. Okay. So, with that being said, you will get a ton of value by connecting with your fellow cleaning business owners. That's number one thing I would do inside here. Most of you guys are inside the school community. If you're just not in the school community, connect with people inside the school community. They are good humans. They are people to know. They will help you, and they will not charge you anything. they will just freely share what they are doing. So also have your cameras on, also connect in the chat so you guys can see some of you guys are already active in the chat. If you guys have questions, put it in the chat. I will not see the chat because I am zoning in. I'm going to share with you guys the data and the numbers and tell you guys about the strategy, what we're doing. So I will not see the chat, but Katie will be in the chat. Jessica and Lucas will be in the chat. Tyler Stowers will be in the chat. Renee Cross will be in the chat. So if you guys do have questions about what I'm talking about, like things don't make sense, I promise you a lot of things I say are not going to make sense, especially if you're new here. So ask the question. Okay. So with that being said, if you are new here, type in the chat. Let's bring it up. Say hi. I am Nydia. Nydia is somebody who is new today. Nydia, type where you're from so everybody can say who you are.
Hey, my name is Nydia. I ran into you in the Sub2 community, and I was weighing go try to build a wholesale business or do this. I was watching you do it, and I, like an idiot, I went trying to do wholesaling. So that didn't work. So I'm actually currently deployed. I'm in the military. I'm not even in the country right now, but I'm actually doing more real estate remotely for myself than I ever was, trying to hustle, doing all this stuff, making all these calls, talking to all these people, trying to do, real estate work for other people. Now I'm realizing, well, maybe I'm better off learning to delegate and build a business as opposed to just trying to be the service person.
Yeah, it's awesome. Connect with Tyler Stowers and Jose and I think Pat Sinis, all Sub2 people Jeremy Montoya, all Sub2 people who are inside here as well. And yeah, dude, welcome to the party.
Thank you.
All right. And appreciate your service, my dude. Appreciate your service. Grew up in a military family, grew up on an Air Force base, born on Hill Air Force Base in Ogden, Utah. So, yeah, that's where little Logan came out. So
nice.
Awesome, dude. Happy Monday, guys. Let's get into this. We're gonna do something new today. So I was actually on my one-on-one with Jessica and Lucas, and my Zoom kept on freezing, and then it froze on my one-on-one with Jacinta, and I attributed it to having my browsers open inside this office. I'm not in my normal office. So Katie is going to do the visioning on her computer, and I'm going to be talking. So we're going to see how this works out. So super excited.
We're going to see how much attention Katie pays. That's
actually what I'm doing. I gave a reason for Katie to actually pay attention and not be texting Tyler Stowers all the time. Okay.
No, that's true. I'm in the chat a lot. So if I get off track, point me in the right direction.
Yeah. Tyler's got to take over in the chat. Okay. So this is the vision sheet. So let's go get into it. So if you guys have not seen the sheet, this is actually our data sheet. So this is what we use as a way to determine where our business needs focus, where we need to put our attention on, so we actually can consistently grow this thing. And so quick story on the vision sheet. 2 years ago, 2 years and 2 months ago, we created the vision sheet for our very first location in Bozeman, Montana. And at that time, the business was doing $35,000 or $40,000 a month, somewhere in that range. We grabbed this vision sheet and I said, what does $1 million business look like? And so I took how many cleaners, how many hours those cleaners needed to work, how many cleans we needed to do, what our average current clean or our average revenue per clean was, and I basically created what $1 million business looked like. What's the weekly revenue? What's the monthly revenue? And how many cleaners do we need? And how many hours do they need to work? And from that vision sheet, we literally just looked at this sheet every single week. Katie and I, and at that time, another gal in our office named Katie B. We did it every single week, and that was July of 2022. And fast forward to July of 2023, the business was doing 104, 105, 106, over $100,000 a month. And I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And then we kept doing it and just kept working. And so when we first started this cleaning company in Mesa, Arizona, which is in a different state, in a different town. Oh my gosh, am I frozen?
No.
Okay, cool. We started with this vision sheet, and we did the same thing. We started with 0. We said in order to get to 20,000, we needed 5 cleaners. By golly, we got to 5 cleaners, we had 20,000. They're like, you know what? We only need 8 cleaners to get to 40,000. Got to 8 cleaners, and we hit 40,000. Okay, and now, Katie, how many cleaners do we need in order for us to get to $83,000 a month?
14.
14 freaking cleaners. Okay, not that far away. And considering that right now we have 11 cleaners, we really ain't that far away. Okay, and so as you guys can see here, we have Last week, we have 11 cleaners who averaged 25 hours, and our goal is 28. So we're like in the ballpark in both those, which is really cool to see. If we scroll down here a little bit, Katie, our monthly revenue, we're currently at $20,000 a month in revenue. Our weekly revenue, we did 11,113, which is a PR. It's a small PR, but it is a PR. PR, Katie, what's a PR for everybody out there? Is like, what is that terminology? What is those words?
Personal record.
Yes, it's the best that Mesa 5-star cleaning has ever done in a weekly standpoint. So that is a PR, which is exciting, which is a milestone. What's behind a milestone?
A valley.
No, not in this case. No, we don't do valleys. Not in this business.
Well, look at this. We went 11 down to 9, back up to 11.
Oh, yeah. So then we probably do have another valley behind this, right? Or we just hire so many people that it's impossible to have valleys, that's really my goal. Okay. Revenue per clean, 214. Total weekly cleans, 52 cleans. Katie, what is a PR?
Personal record. That's a big one.
That's a big one. Yeah. So our most cleans per week up to that point was, I think it was 45. So I think it's 4 weeks ago we had a PR. And then again, 45, 42, 44, 42. This is great. Anna Harris put in the chat. This is actually really cool. If you guys look over to the right side of the screen, I'm not really talking about this, but you guys actually can see our peaks and valleys. Like, business is not linear. It took me a long time to understand this. I always thought I was an idiot. I thought, I'm like, why if the business isn't growing like this every single week, then I must suck. The reality is that no business grows forever like this. It has lots of these. And what makes a good business owner is understanding that's what happens and staying in the game long enough, staying in the valleys long enough so you can actually get to the next peak. Because it's in the valleys that you actually learn. Damn it, and I'm frozen.
No, you're not.
Okay. See, this is what happened. Okay. What's the last thing you heard, Katie?
I think we heard it all. You said, damn it, I'm frozen. And then you stopped talking for a minute. Now you're talking again.
All right, perfect. At least you guys can still hear me. Cool. So with that being said, this data sheet, man, for those of you guys who use it, put in the chat how much you guys find value in the sheet. If you guys are not currently using this sheet, I understand that there's a ton of things. There's a ton of skill sets. There's a ton of things that need to go right in your business. You need to know marketing. You need to go sales, which we're going to talk about in this vision sheet here in a second. You need to know recruiting, right? But this sheet is a place that you want to get to because it will provide more peace in your life. It will provide more clarity on what it actually takes for your business to win. Okay. Yeah. So if you guys use this, put it in the chat. And if you guys are not using it, like, look at the chat. Like, the people who've used the sheet, like, this sheet helped me. I'm sharing this with you guys because I spent a very long time in business, probably 6 or 7 years, like, very frustrated with these ups and downs because I didn't understand actually how to read numbers. I didn't understand how to read data, which once I understood it, then I just realized that, like, this is just part of the game. My expectations changed and I became less frustrated. And when I became less frustrated, I was able to think clearer, think about solutions rather than poor me, my problems. And I was able to figure out how to actually solve problems. And I think as humans, we're actually really good. We're actually really good at solving problems when we're in solution mode. And we're really bad at solving problems when we're in victim mode. So let's keep going. So now that is our goals. Now let's actually talk about how we came to those numbers. So revenue. In ZenMaid, you guys can see here, current monthly revenue, 20,000 inside QuickBooks. We've collected 18,000 of that monies. In ZenMaid, we billed $11,000. We collected 9,000 of that in QuickBooks. Initial clean revenue. So out of that $11,000 that we billed, 3,000 of it was new money, initial clean money, and $7,277 was reoccurring.
What?
Recurring / occasional.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, that right there excites me. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen a number. I think this is a PR. I think this is a PR.
Yeah.
7,000.
5,000, 5,000, 559. Big PR.
Yeah, it's awesome to see. So again, how I can look at the health of a business and if it's consistently going to grow is what is the recurring. Okay. And again, in a new business, it's tough to have recurring However, for all you guys out there who don't have new businesses, your goal is to grow the recurring, because that just gives you a like, if your business does $7,000 a month in recurring, multiply that by 4, that means that your business has $30,000 a month of recurring on the books. That means that your nut that you start with is $30,000. So if you want to grow it to 40 or 50, you have a chance. Okay. Outstanding invoices, we have $4,000 that's less than 7 days, and we have $1,500 that's greater than 7 days. So got to do a little bit of work on those invoices here. Yell at Keziah.
It's already fixed. This was from the 13th, so she was after it today.
Cool. All right. Woo! I haven't even seen these numbers yet. Dang. Okay. Marketing. Here we go. We turned it up some. So Google Local Services, we spent $422. Facebook, we spent $1,403. I didn't realize I turned it up that much.
Well, they had, so every single week we clear the pipeline of any leads that are older than 2 weeks old. So last week when the girls went home, they had 50 people in the pipeline. And this morning they came in and I think there was close to 100. So we had 50 leads come in over the weekend. It was epic.
Nice. Okay, cool. That's funny. Okay, cool. So from Facebook, we got 53 leads. From Facebook Messenger, we got 2 leads. Missed calls, we only had 3 missed calls. So the girls are doing a great job of answering the phone. Google Local Services, only 3. That can't be right. If that's right, we got to turn Google Local Services off. That's atrocious.
$100 a lead.
Yeah, it's bad. Homepage, 2. Incoming call leads, 7. Referrals, 0. So we had 70 total leads, $26 a lead. So yeah, the Google Local Services is rough. I'll have to look at that to confirm that's right. But yeah, we turned it up. We committed. We go in when I said earlier that we're throwing all the resources, one of those resources is money. The second resource, if you go down, Katie, is going to be people. Okay, and so some of you guys who've been following from the beginning, you've noticed that Katie and Logan no longer do sales anymore. That just started in August. And now we have 2 office gals named Megan and Keziah who are doing all of the sales. And so this is actually really cool. So we added this number a couple weeks ago. This right here, guys, this number of spots open last week. We only had 2 spots that were available last week. And this week, going into this week, we have 19, which I think this number is actually a little bit bigger. But so last week we filled all but 2 spots that were on the schedule. This week we have 19 spots looking out that we still have the availability to fill. Okay, 25 just changed. And so this lets me know how much growth we actually have that we can still grow. So this number being small, if you don't want to grow a business, that's cool. If you want your business to grow, this number being a bigger number is exciting. This means you can sell those spots, and selling cleaning services, you can sell them same day. You can sell them next day. You can sell them in 2 days and 3 days and 4 days. So this number is exciting for a growing business. Okay. If you don't know how to market, you know how to sell, this number is going to scare the shit out of you. So, with that being said, the second resource, sorry, I got a little off topic. First resource, money. So we spent almost $2,000 in marketing. The second resource is people, which also, I guess, is a function of money as well. But we hired 2 full-time office gals, Megan and Keziah. And so last week, you can see their activity. The reason why we hired them is because of this right here. They both made 200 phone calls. Katie and I could never make 200 phone calls, right? We don't have the time. We don't have the attention. We have so many other things going on that we literally don't have the bandwidth to make 200 phone calls. But if you have a full-time person, you pay 8 hours a day, they can make 200 phone calls. And that's what just happened. So if you scroll over a little bit, Katie, for me. So we had 53 incoming calls answered. That's great to see. We had 23 calls that were missed. Quote calls scheduled. We had 26 quote calls that were scheduled. 17 showed. 110 quote calls performed. That's insane. Closing percentage, also insane. Not great. However, 31 quote calls closed last week. Wild, right? And so my initial thought, I guess I didn't, again, first I'm seeing the data. So 30% close rate, not great. But this number, 31 calls or 31 closes in a week, you can grow a business. So, okay, this is really important. So understanding different phases of the business, growth and optimization, or you can even call optimization profit, I guess, for a more clear term. When you're growing, you're not going to be efficient. You're not going to be as profitable. Sometimes you're not going to be profitable at all. Sometimes you're going to lose money. Just depends on how fast you want to grow. Okay, this is great. How fast you're willing to grow is going to determine how profitable you're going to be. If you want to grow slow, you can grow and be profitable. If you want to grow really fast, you're going to most likely invest. It means that you're going to spend money every single month to have the business grow. Okay, and so depending on your I think the best way to describe this is your faith in yourself is going to be dependent on how fast you actually can grow. So if you want to go fast, you need to invest a lot. And if you want to grow slower, then you'll be more cautious. So this number is actually really cool. The efficiency, again, is something that we will work on. These girls have been in the office for 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks now. I think they've been for a month now. So I'm less concerned about the efficiency, just the fact that they actually have shown that they have the muscle. They have the muscle to do 30 calls, to close 30 calls in a week. I think that's fantastic. $6,000 new revenues, 7 for 7 reoccurrings, and $1,500 of new recurring on the books. So altogether, there was 38 new sales made last week. Business can grow with 38 sales. Not bad. Okay, let's keep going here. So we've talked about investing in. We talked about how we grow is we invest in marketing, we invest in people. Now let's look at the fulfillment side. So we had 52 cleans last week. 13 were new clients. 39 were recurring clients. We have a goal of hitting 161 recurring clients, and we're currently at 84. Katie, why is this 161? Why is that the goal?
At our average cost per clean, if we have 161 recurring clients, we would have a base of $83,000 a month sitting on the books.
Close. Average cost per client. So this 161, it represents that. So each client, some clients are weekly, some clients are biweekly, some clients are every 4 weeks. So we just took what our average client, our average reoccurring client is worth to us every single month. We backtracked it to figure out what got us to $60,000 a month. So actually it wasn't 83, it was 60,000. Because if we have $60,000 of revenue on the books, Katie, why is that number important? Like,
and
if we, yeah, sorry, go for it.
Yeah, well, we don't have to actually do this every single week then.
But if we do this every single week, what are we going to do?
We're going to grow.
To what?
$1 million.
Exactly. So this 161 accounts for that'll put us about $60,000 of reoccurring on the books, which means that if we sell $20,000 of new cleans during that month, which is $5,000 a week, which again you saw that this week we're actually over that, then we could hit $83,000 that month. So 161 is like that first baseline in order for us to actually have a chance at getting to $83,000. That's why this is the goal. If we can get this to 161, if we can get this 84 to 161, then we actually have a real chance at actually hitting $83,000. Because ultimately your new sales volume is only going to be so much. Cool. You can only sell so many new cleans. Now, if I wanted to hire one of you guys to come sell for me and have another person and I wanted to crank up the ad spend, then I could get there faster.
So who wants to come sell?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. This new Google reviews is definitely not right. That's 9. We changed that to 9.
Whoops. That's not right.
Cool. Correction cleans, discount cleans, we have 4. Yeah, get some. If you want to have a growing business, you're gonna And you're going to have, with a growing business means you're going to have new clients, but you're also going to have new cleaners, right? And so this is a sign of new cleaners. So this is also what stops people. Like, it's so funny. I do this vision sheet with many people, and everyone's so proud when they have zero. Like, bro, your business ain't growing then. It ain't growing. Now, I'm not saying that you ultimately try to get correction through the discounts, but like, it's a sign of a growing business when you got some problems. Problems are the sign that your business is growing. All right. Cleaner acquisition. So last week we spent $69 on Indeed. I made 32 outgoing calls. We had 17 applicants. I did 20 phone interviews. 20 interviews were scheduled, 15 performed. 6 scheduled Zoom interviews. 2 interviews showed. 3 cleaners hired. I don't know. That number doesn't seem right. And cleaners onboarded was definitely not 0. But save that, Kitty. I'll fix it and I'll send it to Rhea. So here is our pipeline. I was like, I know that number's not right because we onboarded 3 people last week. So here's our fat pipeline here. So today, Michaela actually graduated. So she graduated. And so did Mia. So Mia and Alexia should actually not be on here anymore. Yeah, all 3 of these girls graduated. Madison made it through her first week of training. Ashley made it through her first week of training. Jamie, she's off the team. Amanda and Miranda. Oh, I'm sure that was confusing. They got onboarded together.
So confusing.
They got onboarded today. And then Kira is set to onboard on Friday. So this is our pipeline. And so, yeah, I'm super excited. And also very like, dang, we got a lot of cleaners coming in. We got a lot of schedules to fill, and we're starting spending a lot of money on marketing, and we're having the girls do a ton of outreaches, and we're not going to stop. We're just going to keep onboarding new cleaners until we get to 14. That's our goal. We need to do the 14. So like, we don't have 14 cleaners. So like, there's absolutely 0 chance we actually can get to $1 million until we have 14 cleaners. So our pipeline is fat, and I'm going to continue to make it fatter. Okay, Katie, go ahead and just keep scrolling down here. One-on-ones. I had 2 one-on-ones with Mia. So we had some issues last week, and we'll see. We'll see if she makes it on the team or not. But go back up, Katie, for a second. I'm less concerned whether cleaners choose not to make it or not. I always give everybody the opportunity. I'd say, here are the standards. You get the opportunity to actually perform the standards. I'll give you as much feedback as possible. I'm going to give you the direct, exactly what you need to do to be successful. And if they choose not to be successful, they choose not to meet the standard, then they choose not to be on the team. And when you have a fat pipeline, how easy is it? You're just like, you can't be on the team anymore. Next one up. And so the confidence to be able to hold a high standard on a team comes from a pipeline of new people always coming in. And Jessica and Lucas, we just had our conversation today. This is something that I've been working with them, and it's been the bottleneck in their business. The only reason their business is not $1 million is because they could not solve this problem. They were so concerned about appeasing cleaners who were not going to be in their business in the next 6 months, and it cost them. It cost them growth. It cost them actual money. And once they, like, it just took them enough times of them seeing it to realizing that, like, this game is a game of attrition. Not just the clients, but cleaners as well. Like, cleaners are not going to be with you forever. And so if you base your business around somebody who's going to be with you for 3 months, you're going to be very disappointed. You're going to get very frustrated, and you're going to have your finger pointed out. And when your finger's pointing out, again, we get into victim mode. Nobody stays. Nobody wants to work. Nobody shows up. Blah, 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 blah. You're so focused on the people who don't show up that you're not continuing to look for people who do show up. And so when somebody decides not to perform, it's like, it's fine. I have the next person up who says and has shown that they want to be a performer. And as long as they're performing, they get cleans. And if they stop performing, next one up. Right? And what it actually does, actually creates a culture of high performance. And has anyone ever actually been on a team, a high performing team? Maybe you won a championship of some sort. You guys did something cool. Like, it's really fun to be around people who have high standards. It pushes you, and that's what this does too. It keeps the standard of the teams very high, and the people who are at the top, they don't tolerate mediocrity. And so I'll give you guys a little strategy here now. Okay, one of the strategies to always having a pipeline that always has new people coming in is letting your team, giving your team influence by asking them questions, by asking them to let me know if this person's not a star. Let me know if this person is not a team player. Let me know if you actually like working with this person or not. And if you actually listen to your cleaners and you actually act on what they say, it keeps the team strong and it makes it really easy to make decisions to let people go when people say, I don't want to work with this person. You're like, I can't have somebody on the team who people don't want to work with. I can't have that. So anyway, that is a little strategy on how to actually have a $1 million business. You need 14 cleaners. That's it. You need 14 cleaners. And so only one way to get to 14 cleaners is if you consistently onboard new cleaners. Our Bozeman location has 20 cleaners, and we still hire cleaners every single week. That has been $1 million business now for going on its second year, and we're still hiring cleaners every single week. So if you think that this magical recruiting process goes away, my goal is just to share with you the reality. I should say it's just our reality. I guess it's just one business, right? But Kayla Irby, who's also a $1 million business, I work with her every single week. She's got the same problem too. So, all right, I'm frozen again, but I don't know if you guys can hear me. So I'm gonna pause and wait. Okay. Cool.
I think your audio sticks the whole time.
Okay.
You don't ever go out.
Okay. Cool. All right. I'm distracted here because Nydia is doing some crazy workouts. I gotta block him. He's distracting me here. Okay.
He said everyone was moving. Everyone was on his walking treadmill. He needed to join us, so he's moving.
All right, Katie, go ahead and keep scrolling down here. Okay, so time out fat pipelines. Rachel had 39 hours. That's cool to see. Jocelyn, 21. Cool. Yeah, so you can see some of the cleaners, how many hours they worked. It's really cool to see all of them. Alexia, she was sick last week, so she got 2.5. But you can see the majority of all the other cleaners, they're working. They're working. It's just cool to see. Madison was in training. She had 33 JTH. And there should be one more trainee in here, right? Is there one more? Where's Ashley? Oh, Ashley's
right here. Yeah. These all say trainee, but their hours are in the JTH, not the training JTH column.
Where's my screen thing at? My thing ran away here. Okay, cool. All right, Katie, you can keep scrolling down here. Sweet. So the JTH is a little off. So this revenue per clean actually is a little bit higher because if you take Ashley's out for just 1 minute, so I actually can see what the JTH is.
It's 50.
But now I'm freezing every 2 seconds now.
Well, get your drawings off the screen. We can hear you.
I know, but I can't see anything. Cool. What was it at?
44, and it bumped up to 50.
Okay, that sounds good. Cool. Okay, and we actually have 175 5-star reviews, which is cool to see. Go ahead and scroll down. Correction cleans. Yep. Let's see here. Anything good? So I think one of these correction clean mirrors, Mia. Yeah. So there's one consistent thing in here, and this was the person I had the 2 one-on-ones with last week. So There's actually another one on here that didn't even pop up on here, but this girl actually got asked to leave a clean by one of the clients. So super exciting. But anyway, part of the game is bring on new cleaners, and you don't know how they're going to perform out in the field. So even after a couple weeks of training, so part of the game, part of the game, part of the game. Okay, Katie, you can keep scrolling down here. Cool, and you can see all the new recurring clients. So this is actually pretty exciting. So new recurring clients is cool to see, and the frequency. So out of the, I think we did 12 or 13 new cleans last week, and we converted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. So that's awesome to see. Discounts. We give away a military discount. That was for Mark Shanley. Correction Clean, Bobby Clark. We had some, these are all Google review discounts. So all these 5 are Google review discounts. And then Shirley Wood had a referral. Oh yeah. So we can probably talk about some referrals now that we're actually getting some referrals. I've been kind of holding on this a little bit, but now that we're getting a couple, I'll start to like at least talk about it. And then, dang it, Bobby, you're in my way, bro. And then Philip Brown. What was Philip Brown's thing, Katie? Put your cursor in there so I can see it.
He was that quick fill Wednesday afternoon. He called at like 1, and we were at his house at 2.
Oh yeah,
trying to help him out, and it was worse than we anticipated.
We booked the same day clean.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, yeah. So those were all the monies we gave away last week. We gave away $313. So on top of all the marketing, oh my gosh, never make money in this business, Katie. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Cool. Okay, I'll let you talk, Katie. What are your thoughts on last week, the week of 9/7/24 to 9/13/24?
Yeah, I think I have 2 things. The biggest thing is our speed to be able to give new teammates feedback was really poor last week. Hence why Mia's name popped up 4 different times here. She was never told about the first one until the 4th one happened. So definitely being able to let cleaners know feedback quicker, so we don't have so many client complaints, or we can at least course correct them quicker. And then just like the conversion percentage, really focusing on, if we're going to spend $1,800 a week, 31 closes is still phenomenal, but helping the girls figure out how to close more.
Yeah, and right now we're doing 4 training. We're doing a training with them every single day. So like today we'll do this vision meeting again with them, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday we do role playing. We've actually changed it to office training, but part of that office training is role playing. We practice going over objections. We practice talking about certain situations and helping them through some of these calls. But yeah, obviously we need to continue doing that so we can start to increase our efficiency on those leads. Because if we can even increase that, if we double that, as an example, we could have 60 closes.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I think the biggest thing that I see is just it's inconsistent, this percentage, regardless of who it is, which means, in my mind, there's inconsistency in what's being said on the phone. Yeah. So yeah, if it was consistent, that would make sense, but it's been all over the place. So
yeah. And the benefit we have is because the girls actually work next to us, we can actually hear their inconsistencies. So it's not like it's a surprise. Like I can listen to them and just like, right. But this is like the difference between being a doer and being a leader, is that the doer in me just wants to like rip the headset off and like, let me talk to them versus just like, let it happen.
Yeah.
And then actually me waiting until our office training in order to actually give feedback, because they honestly have so many calls that they're doing in between that. It's even like now it's even tough for me to give them feedback right after calls. So I actually just wait till the office training. I write things down in my notebook, and I actually am patient. I wait, and I'm like, okay, here's some feedback I can give you guys from what I've actually just overheard as I'm working right next to you. But ultimately, leadership is letting the people make mistakes and expecting them to make mistakes. And instead of getting upset with them, praising them. And so even when I say right here, it's like, yes, I could be upset that we closed 28%. But I'm like, you guys closed 31 sales. And so that's going to be the conversation today. And then I'm like, okay, now we're also going to work on the efficiency, because if we were just 50%, we would have closed 60 freaking sales. Like that would have helped this week out a ton. So I think that's where I talked about this last week. I was like, the reason why most people never grow to $1 million is because of this, because they see the 30% and they're like, oh my gosh, we can't do that. Right? That's bad. But I see it like we did 30 sales and Katie and I didn't do a single one. Pretty cool. Right? Now, it didn't come with no cost, right? It didn't come without a cost. And so that's where truly having the faith and belief that you actually can get this thing, you can actually get the business to a point where, like a part of doing business is a cost in marketing. It's a cost in people. It's like these are all costs. And so ultimately that's why you need to make the payoff for when you actually get to $1 million worth it. And so we have the benefit that we have experienced and seen the payoff of $1 million business, of what it can pay you from a financial standpoint, that we're willing to invest the money now. We're willing to invest $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 a month in order for us to get there, in order for us to get to $80,000 a month, $90,000 a month, $100,000 a month, where we're profiting. Then we can switch the gears. We can switch it from growth mode into optimization, profit mode, and now we can take home $20,000 a month, all while somebody else is actually operating it, and we continue to stay the coaches, right? But I think that's where I think Katie and I are really helpful. Like we're actually really good yin and yang, is because naturally Katie very much is like a protector, and she doesn't want people to make mistakes. She's more likely to dive in and like stop people from like making mistakes and doing things. And I'm like the total opposite. I'm just like, I'll just turn my head and like pretend I don't even see it. I'm like, I'll put my head in the sand just to just to make sure that I don't jump in, and I will let people go. And so it's nice actually having a little bit of blend of both those things. I don't think I think most extremes are never successful long term. So ultimately, in everything in life, you need a little bit of blending of both those things, of both those extremes together, right? So like you don't want to like have to jump in and save people, but also like turning your head and like being total blind to everything also is not helpful. So it's like it's figuring out that this blend of both those. I think that's where Katie and I actually have a good, like we're able to learn from each other on those, and then be able to help each other. So then we can teach whoever we're teaching without getting in their way.
Very much. I oftentimes have to remind myself that they will not perform at Katie's pace on day one. Oh yeah, You've never done this before. I've done this for 4 years. Like, let me catch you up to speed.
Yeah. I mean, I know how hard it was and how long it took for me to get to where I'm at, and like, there's just no possible way that they're gonna get to where I'm at in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, a year, right? It's like it took me a decade to get to here. It's like you're not gonna even be close to me. Like, I don't expect you to be even close to me. But I think that's just the experience on our end, is realizing that to replace me, and I say me not as like Logan, but as me as the business owner, it's going to take 3 or 4 people to replace me, my outputs. And so like for you guys, when you guys go to replace yourselves, just understand that it's most likely going to be something similar. It's not going to be one person. It's going to be 2 people. It's going to be 3 people. That's going to take to replace you. Cool. What else, Katie? Anything else you got today?
No, I'm excited for the growth. I'm excited for new blood on the team. We onboarded 2 new cleaners this morning, and I'm also delegating onboarding. So we had an office gal sit next to me and watch what I do. Also changing. So we've had 2 cleaners come on the team that our trainers have given us feedback saying they're not receptive to like learning. Like they're like the I know people. Like they're coming onto the team and they're like, I know. You've told me this before, but they keep making the same mistakes. So making it a very emphasized point in onboarding to Let them know that their trainer wants them to be successful. We want them to be successful. So during this training week, ask at every single room, how can I improve? How can I improve? How can I improve? And then you'll roll that into actually at the client feedback opportunity to like ask the client for feedback as well. How can I improve? So whether or not you have cleaning experience, like your trainer is there for a reason. They are very good at what they've done. They have a ton of Google reviews. They know how to get them. So mimic them. Ask them. They're a trainer for a reason. It's not to make you feel belittled. It's not to make you feel less than. They want you to aspire to be just like them. So ask them continuously, how can I improve? How can I improve? So drilling it into our newcomers' minds that like asking for feedback rather than waiting for feedback to be given and then getting on your heels when you receive the feedback.
That's awesome. Okay, one thing I saw here in the comments I think is worth mentioning. I think everyone has the same thought process. So someone said, what do you think? Do you think cleaners will eventually drop out if they're not getting paid a competitive living wage? It's a great question. And how many of you guys in here also have that thought or experienced those fears of like, if I hire people, what if I can't pay them? What if I can't have to work for them? Right? Fair, it's a totally fair question. So actually, before I answer this, Kitty and I have never actually talked about this super directly, but Kitty, how would you address that question specifically from our point of view? Like, if we're going to continue to hire these cleaners, what is your response to that question?
I agree. They're not going to stick around if you can't ever pay them. But is the goal to not pay them?
Yeah. Exactly. So I think what I saw there, so the subtle thing in that question is, well, why don't you just fill their schedules, bro? And I say that in a very like sarcastic way because really, if you do not have a strong marketing and sales system, you do not have the confidence to have a pipeline of new cleaners coming in. The key to having a pipeline of new cleaners coming in is having a very strong. Okay, strong, again, like what does that really mean? Having a predictable marketing system that when you put money into, you know that you can kick out leads. People who raise their hand and say, I want cleaning service. Okay. We can predict it like every single week. We're like, this is actually one of our higher weeks. We spent $25 a lead, but usually we're less than $20 a lead. But again, peaks and valleys. Like I predictably know if I spend more money on marketing, I get more leads. That's the first step in the process. The second step, after we get a lead, Katie, what is the goal to do that with that lead?
Put them on the schedule. Book them.
That's right.
Close them.
Right. And what does it take to book a clean?
You have to get on the phone with them, extract their why and their timeline, and solve their problem.
How many calls do you have to make in order to get on a phone call with somebody?
Sometimes 100.
Yeah. So again, the subtle part of this question is, let me just state it again. Do you think cleaners eventually drop out if they don't get paid a competitive living wage? And Katie, answer the question.
Yes.
Yes. So then my question would be, why don't you just pay them a competitive wage? And then
simultaneously explaining to them the industry. So it's like the service industry. If you go to school as a nail tech and you come out of school as a nail tech, are you going to come out of school with a full roster of books that are recurring every 2 weeks that you get to go fill all these nails? You have to earn it. So every opportunity that you get to go to a house, you need to knock it out of the park so you can earn the recurring. So the future, in a month, your books are full of people who love you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so there's ultimately a build-up time. However, like, we will just fill their schedules. Like, if you show up and you perform well, like, you get your schedule filled. Because, again, we have the skill set to be able to fill the schedule. Which, again, is back to, like, we have a whole training inside school how to fill the cleaner schedule. Right? I think it's one of the best ones is because Katie and I built it by doing this thing that we're talking about. Like, you guys saw the 30 sales here? Like, that's us teaching somebody else how to do this. We also did the do. And so if it works for employees, like, you guys think it, like, if you guys have used the how to fill the cleaner schedules module inside the school, like, put it in the chat. Like, I know a lot of you guys have, but the reason why the thing works as well as it does is because it's actually tested. it actually works because we've actually done it. And then we've taught people how to do it, and they have done it, and it's worked for them too. Right? So like that right there is the key to having an aggressive pipeline. Right? Yeah. And then even if you pay your cleaners well, like in Bozeman, for example, that's the company that we've had almost for 4 years now. Like our cleaners get paid really well. Like I've seen a couple $2,000 paychecks. Then we pay every single week. It's consistent. $1,300, $1,400, $1,500 paychecks is like not unnormal. And even despite that, cleaners will still leave. Why do cleaners still leave, even when they're getting fat paychecks, Katie?
I don't think that it's like a career-based job, to be honest with you. Like only a very small handful of people will make scrubbing toilets like what they want to do for the rest of their life. It's a transient job in nature. So when the folks do work for you, like treat them well. It's a very, very physically demanding job. In order for those $1,500 paychecks to be kicked out, like they have to work 34, 35, 36, 37, 40 hours a week.
Yeah. Yeah. So
like
if you want people to actually stay with you, then you got to give them more than just a paycheck why they have to stay. You have to give them a community. You have to give them growth opportunity. You have to give them attention. Let them know that like their hard work is being appreciated and noticed. And if you do all those things, they still might leave. So all you can do is just increase the probability of people staying. But if you're just relying on fat paychecks to get people to stay, like I've seen it, like it don't work. It don't work. It's the same reason why you guys are all in the school communities. Like it's like you come in because you want the information, right? Like this is what I need. But the reason you stay is because you make friends, because you have a community. You have people like you have people who are just like you in the same place. Like, oh, I kind of like this. And so that's if you want to extend the life of your cleaners, you create a community of cleaners inside your team.
A cool real life story of this is in Bozeman right now. We're hiring for a assistant GM to help with operations with our general manager. And Alaya, our general manager, kicked it out to the team meeting last week saying, we have an opportunity. If you're interested, let me know and I'll send you the link to apply. So we had 4 people from within the team who applied and I got to interview. And every single one of them said the coolest thing. They were like, I don't even care if I don't get this opportunity. I just applied so I could sit next to Alaya because she actually gives a shit about everybody on this entire team. They were like, I don't even care if I get it. Like, I just wanted to let you know that I love this company and I'm so excited to be here and she's a rock star. And I was like, holy shit. She makes people feel a certain way. She gives them attention. She listens to them.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah. Awesome. Sometimes it's like we try to make business complicated. And as it grows, inevitably it does get complicated. But when it first starts, the goal is to keep it simple. And the simplest way to grow anything is just by giving a shit. And then when you grow it to a point where you need other people to help you grow this thing, the best bet is to hire other people who also give a shit. And then when you hire the next person, also make sure they give a shit. And the probability of your business growing to something bigger and consistently growing, the more the people who give a shit, the higher likelihood that is going to happen. But it starts with you as the leader. You as the leader has to give a shit the most.
And when you have a lot of shit going on, it's really hard to give a shit about anything else besides the shit you have in front of you.
Yeah. And that's why it's simple, but it ain't easy. Because it's actually saying no to a lot of things. And as business owners, like most business owners they have other things in life. Like you might probably have families, you probably have kids, maybe you have other jobs even when you first start this thing out. But you have other hobbies, you have other things going on. And like the most successful people I have been able to like be in contact with and rub elbows with, like it's not an accident they got successful. It wasn't because they were smarter. It wasn't because they grew up in a special family or had special resources. They just said no to more things, and they said yes to giving a shit about their business and putting themselves around people who also give a shit. So, if you guys want to take one thing from today's call, like our goal in this business has been to just bring people on who give a shit. And if you don't give a shit, you can't be on the team. And that's why we have a pipeline of people. We're looking to see who gives a shit. And then if people stop giving a shit, I can't have you on the team because there's somebody behind you who
well, before we just kick them out, we actually say, hey, remember you said you gave a shit? You're not showing us that you give a shit. Give us an opportunity.
Yeah.
Show us that you actually care by Wednesday.
Yeah. Okay. I got one more question. Someone keeps on private messaging me, so it's fine.
I'm going to say, I don't see these messages. Like, come on.
It's private. It's private. So I'll share it with everybody else. Someone asks, do you hire business mentors to help you learn from the ropes in your growth process? Yeah. So you must be new here. I mean, how I got here was I hired lots of mentors. I've spent a couple $100,000 on mentors. Just actually did a call on Saturday. So for all you guys inside the school community, make sure you get on the school community call tomorrow. I'm actually going to talk with you guys. Me and Kitty got on the call with someone yesterday.
Tyler Stowers was listening this weekend. It was the most bizarre thing ever.
It was so funny.
It was so weird.
Yeah. We spent $1,300 for an hour of coaching this weekend, and I'll share with you guys tomorrow. So, yes, mentors. People who've done it before, whether you have to pay for them, whether you get them for free. The best thing I love to do is work for people. If you ever get that opportunity, like, man, get paid to learn. Doesn't get any better than that. However, most people aren't in that situation where they can do that. So paying for people, amazing. If they have free content, absorb all the free shit first, and then, fork out the monies. The best investment I've ever done in order to increase my skills, which increased our ability to produce. And that nobody can ever take away from you. So with that being said, if you're in the school community, please get on the call tomorrow. I'm going to be sharing. I'll share that with you. That'll be cool. That'll be nice. But there's actually some big announcement. There's some releases that are happening tomorrow. There is a price update for one of the programs inside school. So super exciting for some, maybe not for others. But big announcements tomorrow on the Tuesday school coaching call. So make sure you're in there. If you're not inside school, James, we dropped the roadmap to $1 million. So this just gives you basically the roadmap to $1 million, which is inside the school community. So everyone in there, I made a roadmap to how you actually get to $1 million, like the tactical step-by-step process how to do it. And so if you're not inside the school community and you're thinking about it, well, check out this roadmap, because really the school community is just the roadmap to $1 million. And that way you can at least see the strategy, what it looks like. And then if hey, I want to actually implement that strategy, then we can talk about the school community. But if you're inside the school community, be on the call tomorrow. I have some cool things to share with you. So thank you guys for hopping on here. Appreciate you, Katie. Thanks for leading this thing, for sharing your screen, doing all the do.
I did decent.
You did amazing. And thank you guys for all who showed up today. Super appreciate you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for making this fun. Almost 38 people showed up to a free call, listening to us talk about a freaking cleaning business. Like, awesome. Super cool. Thank you guys. Hope you guys got value from it. Again, make friends. If you guys didn't make any friends this week, make sure on next week to make more friends. If you're inside the school community and you don't have any friends, then shame on you. That's like step number 11. Make 5 friends. So, all right, guys. I got to go. See you guys later.
Bye.